Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. So, as you can see, I have my sketchbook here because I actually finished it. And I know it's been a bit of time since my last one. I'm not exactly sure how many months, but I've been busy doing a bunch of other stuff. So I haven't been able to make videos, as well as my storage is a little bit sketchy. But, well, here's my sketchbook. And, if you follow me on Pinterest, you know I don't really show my sketchbook art, so YouTube is basically the only part or the only place that you'll see it. So if you're here watching this video, welcome, I guess. And let's just get straight to it. So on the cover, most of these stickers I know I get from either a friend or from Five Below. Like a lot of these stickers, like I'm pretty sure these like Squishmallow stickers I got in like a pack from Five Below, and then like basically almost all of these bigger ones I got from family and friends, so I don't actually know where they're from. But most of the ones from Five Below, if you're interested. Same with the ones on the back. I don't know where I got this from, and this one also is from Five Below. But this is my thickest sketchbook yet. It's quite chunky, but not the chunkiest I've ever seen, but it is pretty chunky. I mean, compared to my last one, is pretty much a big difference. Like I thought this was getting thick, and I'm like, dude, that's actually crazy compared to like my newest sketchbook it's nothing. But yeah, so let's get to it. On this first page, I just have some extra stuff that like I stick into it. Another big reason why this sketchbook is so big is because I stuck in a lot more stuff than I did in my last sketchbook. But yeah, this is the first page. Yep, this is pretty basic. I just basically do this every time I say like short info, my age, my height, stuff like that, because it changes. Obviously my age changes throughout the years. So, and then I have the goals here, and then I started it in January, which most of my sketchbooks start in January because I feel like it takes me around a year to finish, which I feel like is pretty normal for me because I'm not drawing every day in my sketchbook because I obviously have other things to do. But majority of the days I either complete one spread or some days I complete two spreads, so it's back and forth. But yeah, I started this in January and then ended it yesterday, so January to November, big difference there. But this is my sixth sketchbook, and yeah, my goals, which I guess we'll see at the end if I completed it, because I'm not actually sure. I feel like I filled up most pages and I definitely had fun. I don't know about these three, but I guess we'll find out. So moving on to the second page, this is my character that it's kind of complicated, but just for, I don't know what number it was, but I hit a certain amount of numbers, so I was like, okay, let me try to design an which it kind of helped, and I got some like prompts from people in the comments, and I kind of created like an elfish character, which she does look like this, but a little bit different now. I posted her recently, but her name is Faye, and then yeah, just some random stuff. When I have like nothing else to put on the page, typically I'll stick stickers and other garbage that I collect. So yeah, this is the first page, and then here I think we were at a park or something, so I was just sketching out with watercolors. And this is my OC, but I don't really draw her as often. Her name is Umiko, and she's like a mermaid jellyfish. I don't even know, but yeah, just some mermaid sketches. And then here is Yotsuba. I don't know if you know, but she's such a cute girl. I think she's like 5 or 6 years old, and she's from a manga called Yotsuba. And I get her like books from the public library. Me and my sisters read her, and she's just so cute. Like I just love reading. And so I just decided to draw her with like some cheap crayons from like a restaurant. So that's why it looks a little bit sketch. And then here's my OC Yuki, and then her again, but I didn't really like how it looked like. So I put this over it, which was for school. And then here is Aya, which I was just kind of what I often do when I want to fill up a page and I want to practice is I'll search up poses, or I have them saved already on Pinterest, and then I just draw them. That's what this is, because she's like a model, so I was kind of practicing like poses and stuff like that. And then just her again. I mean, her design changes so often, so nothing's really solidified here, but yeah. And then here actually is a blind box that I got for Christmas, so I decided to draw it. This is her. Wait, let me get her. This is her in real life. She's very cute. I don't know this kind of blind box, but I got it for Christmas. I'm not sure where she got it from, my friend. She's very cute, so I decided to draw her. Yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I really like how I did the gradient. It's not like the most smoothest, but it's still cute. And on this page, I often do challenges with my sisters who also like to draw, and I basically drew this and then my sister would color it. So that's what these are here. You can tell it's my line art, but my sister colored it, and then my OC's Linnea and Leah, which their design changed it a tad, but you know, it's still cute. And then here, my OC Linnea, I think she looks actually really cute here. I really like how I drew her face here. I mean, her eyes are a bit small and spread apart, which, you know, I made that mistake multiple times before. But I don't know, I feel like this is cute. This page is kind of bad. Like, I was doing the 6 fan arts challenge thing on my Pinterest. I drew that. And so these are like kind of sketches, because sometimes when I can't draw on my iPad, I'll just sketch it and then take a photo and then do my line art on my iPad. I think I only drew her and her, or maybe I did, yeah, I think I did these 3, but I changed up the poses. But yeah, that's what this is. It doesn't really look that good. And then this is the Leo page, which, I mean, it's alright. I'm not like a huge fan of his face here, but I like this one and I like this one, and yeah, in general I like the page. I think it looks cool. This page is also kind of bad. I was just like sketching poses, I don't even know, and then I got these stickers from, I actually don't know where I got them from. I think I was working in like a daycare room, and that's where I got these stickers, and then this one too. And then this is just my persona, which changes all the time, but I just put her in different outfits and stuff. So yeah, sketching in pen is quite fun for me. So you'll probably see that often. Like here, I drew these in pen. I think this page was originally something else, but I decided to cover it all. And yeah, did this cute like bubble girl, which if you know, she kind of looks like the girl from Shopkins. I don't know what her name is, but yeah, I'll put her on the screen if I remember, but she kind of looks like her, and yeah, she's cute. This page is, I did this with my sisters again. It's like where we draw for like a minute on each of our sketchbooks, and then we rotate them. Draw a minute and then rotate until the page is filled. So yeah, that's what this is, which I unintentionally did the same pose here and here, which is kind of funny, but anyways. And this one I was just sketching in pen again, and then with some of my highlighters, which I actually think turned out really cute. It's my persona again. Changes all the time, but I really like how I drew these eyes here, and yeah, I don't know why, it just looks so like cute. And then this page was like another thing that I did with my sisters. We were creating like fairy OCs, and I did the Fairy of Daydreaming. This is her. Her name is Lumina Bell, and I don't think I posted her before ever, because this is really the only time I drew her. But yeah, she's the Fairy of Daydreaming, which she just like goes around and, I don't know, gives people the ability to daydream. Like over here, like this girl's just in class and she's just letting her daydream. I think it's a cute concept. So yep, she's cute. This was like concept art for like the challenge that Pickle Girl, Pizza Bacon, and then that one other person, I forgot her name, on Instagram did, and they were like doing like a challenge theme. I posted my like finished product, but this was kind of like concept art of it. And then this is an outfit that I wore to church and I thought it was cute, so I drew it. Okay, I don't really like this page, but I mean, I still feel like the colors were fun. I mean, this really only is the real representation of her, but you know, it's nice. The coloring is okay. I don't really like this page. I mean, I think the coloring is really poor, but I did like a redo recently, and I think that turned out a lot better on my Pinterest. So, I mean, you know, it's alright, it gets the point across. This page is also cute. I don't exactly know what I was going for. I just had a lot of trash. Normally when I don't know what to do with a page, I'll stick the trash and then figure out based on that. So like this thing I think we got from an Asian market, a little rolls cake thing. It tasted so good. It was like a sponge almost. It was good though. And then this stuff. I don't even know from what. And then I'll do a girl based on it. Mostly a girl. This is my OCI though. And then this girl, just some random girl that's cute. But I like how chunky this page like gives it. And then this was in like kind of another challenge where we give each other a theme, like me and my sisters. I'll give them a theme, they'll give me a theme, and then we draw something based on that. And the theme, I'm assuming, was fairy or something like that. And so I drew this girl, and then yeah, just very spring because this was March. This is March time, so yeah, very colorful. And then more kind of leaning into that spring theme, I drew this girl, which kind of reminds me of Strawberry Shortcake because of her hat. And then my OC May, which, yeah, she's cute. And then this page was Linnea again, but because I drew with marker on the other page, you can't really tell, like you can't really see that well. But I still kind of like how she turned out. I really like this sketch specifically, and this one, which is why I lined it with black, because I think it's so cute and her outfit is so adorable. I love like the chunky socks and chunky boots combo. I don't know why, it just looks so cute. So yeah. And then this page, I took two of my like beanie balls. I don't even know what these things are called, but they're super cute. And I took two of them and like made them into humans. I really like humanizing things that aren't humans. It's just like very fun to imagine how they would look like. So yeah, her name is Waddles, and then his name is Sheldon, but I decided to make him a girl, or her a girl, so Shelby instead, because I didn't know what to do for a guy. So yeah, Shelby and Waddles. And then this was a redraw of a page that I have in my like old sketchbook, which let me actually show you. This one. It's kind of a redraw. Can you see the resemblance? I still kind of like this. I mean, obviously it's got a lot of flaws to it, but I feel like it's very simplistic and kind of cute. So I kind of took that idea and did it again with this sad looking girl. And then I think this was Easter, yeah, Easter time. We got these little chocolates, just did a girl based on her, which she looks so adorable. Like, I love her face. And oh, this was for school. I had to read Jane Eyre for school. I had to choose a book, and I chose Jane Eyre, and I really liked it. And I had to draw something for it, and so I drew them by the chestnut tree where he proposed and stuff. So I didn't draw anything on this page, which I think this might be the only page that's empty, because I didn't want anything to smudge this. So yeah. This page is kind of bad too. This was for the LPS Gajinkas that I did the video before. So I was kind of just like getting ideas for what I wanted to do, little thumbnails and stuff like that. And then here I just did Rillakkuma and Krillakkuma as humans, but not really. I kind of just had a concept and drew it. And then this is my OC Asami, which is actually in the Miraculous universe, like with Marinette and Adrian, all the other characters, and she has the frog Kwame, so that's her whole thing. She changed I think this was her redesign, because she did look a little bit different before. Yeah, I really like how the sketch turned out. I think like the little dots on the end of her eyelashes look so cool. Like, it just gives very frog vibes. So and I think I made a digital version of this as well. And this page was for Easter. I drew this for Easter, and then these are just, I don't even know, sketches of some random people, and then more stuff. And then this was again for school. I had to like basically write a little bit about her and then draw the 3 characters. This is Jane, then this is Mr. Rochester, and then this is Adele. So if you read Jane Eyre, you know what this is, but I actually really liked how this turned out, and I liked how her face turned out, and I feel like I did a good job on this, which I did because I got an A on it. But anyways, this is my OC Jue, which I haven't drawn her in a long time, but I think like I really like this page. My marker was dying, my highlighter marker, whatever, I don't even know what it was dying, so you can kind of tell, but I think that I really like this one, and I like how her face turned out in this one. Like, I feel like it just looks so pretty. Yeah. This page is a nice one. And this was in April, so we're only this much in and we're in April. So I didn't get a lot done, honestly. And then I have like these pages of just poses, pretty much. It's kind of boring, not that good as well because they're done in pen, but yeah. And then this one again, Linnea and Leo. I really like their dynamic and I like drawing them a lot. And typically if I draw one of them, I'll draw the other one on the same page or somewhere. So yeah, that's what this is. And oh yeah, and then I bought these things. It's like LPS, but they're black light, so if you like put a UV or black light over them, they'll like glow kind of, which I think I got this one, the pony one, and yeah, I thought she kind of fit the vibes, so I drew my OC Yuki, and yeah, she looks really cute. She's kind of like my more silly OC that I kind of put her in random stuff like alien headphones and whatnot. And then this page was, it's kind of random, but it's my OC, Aya again, but my sister gave me an outfit to draw her in, so that's what I did here. And then this thingy, if you ever order from Puff Pals, it's so cute. That's what this is. I really like how colorful it turned out, and I like how she turned out in the outfit and everything. I really don't like this page. This page is not my best work, honestly. Like, I did a digital version that I think turned out way better. I never posted it, not sure why, but I got these two things in a blind box, and so I drew them, humanized version, but this turned out so bad. His design is basically the same, but I really don't like this. And in general, just the whole page, I just don't like it. I don't know why. It just doesn't look good. And then this one is my OC Linnea, which I didn't really draw her as good here. She looks a little bit more taller here, but I kind of like these like little sketches of her, especially this one. I think it turned out cute. And then here I just drew my friend because we were talking about like princess dresses and like, oh, we wish like it's normal to wear princess dresses out on like a normal occasion. So I drew her as a princess and then me as a princess. And then here I drew Yuki again. I can't just draw her random stuff like this fish. What is this thing called? I don't know what it's called. A little purse thing that hangs over it. I'm having a brain fart. But I thought this like shirt was very fitting for her. She's kind of wears that kind of fashion. And then the hamburger headphones. Yeah, I don't know. She's fun. And she's Asami's younger sister. That's who she is. And then this was another prompt for my sisters. We usually say a word and then take that and basically do a whole page with it. And I think the word was snail, probably. And so I drew this like girl that has a snail-shaped backpack. I think that's really cute. I like how she turned out a lot. And this page in general is very nice. This was my sister's OC, and then I just didn't draw anything on this page. Well, I did, but I erased it. And then I just stuck this in because I didn't have any other place to put it in. So yeah, kind of boring. Oh. And then my other sister's OCs, yeah, they're cute. And then I think this was probably May because it was mermaid. And so I drew a mermaid for her, but I never finished coloring it because I didn't know what the color scheme should be. So I just colored her hair and I called it a day. And then continuing with the mermaid theme, I drew my OC Miko, but I don't really like how any of these turned out. I mean, I guess I kind of like her face here, and I kind of like how this one turned out. But in general, I don't really like this page, that's why I didn't finish it. And this is another thing that I did with the challenge with my friend. We were at a park and we just like, I think we drew for like a minute or 3 minutes and then passed it back and forth until the page was done. So that's what these two are. They're very cute. And then this was, we had a youth conference at our church and that's what this is. And then I decided to do like a page next to it based on that. So very time motifed girl, like she's got the whole thing going on. I don't know, I really like how her hair is very swirly. Like I really like the swirls in it, and I like her outfit as well. So yeah. And then this I actually turned into a digital drawing, but I changed the outfits up a bit. But yeah, this is when the weather started getting a lot hotter, which I don't actually have these in real life, but I think it looks really cute. And I basically draw what I wish my closet was, so that's what these are. It's kind of like my persona in different outfits, and I think I like probably this outfit the most because I just think it looks so colorful with the green and pink. And Linnea again, her and her sister, which I did have her name Laura, but I decided to change to Sarah because I realized that I had too many L names in this like character story thing. So yeah, but I never really finished this page. And then this is the OC from the very beginning, Faye, which she's like a water nymph kind of character that kind of just dances around, so that's what this is. But I really cut this, I don't know, I think she looks like really delicate and cute in this tiny sketch here. And then Linnea again, except this time I decided to do her whole family, so Sarah, Leah, and then Linnea. And then they're the mom and the dad, which I'm not very good at drawing older people, and I think you can tell because they still look really babyish, which I'm used to drawing, but I don't know. I think they kind of turned out cute because I'm trying to solidify their story, Leo and Linnea's story, which is separate from Aya and Mei and Jue and all the other characters that I have. So I kind of have like probably like 3 different universes. But yeah, this is kind of her like default outfit that I have for her, which most of my OCs don't have a default outfit because I really like fashion, and so I always draw them in different outfits when I can. So this is, and then her family. And then this is Leo's family, which he lives with his uncle, and they have a cat, and yeah, that's what that is. And then my friend got these like Lego flower thingies, so she let me like cut stuff out. I'm literally a trash collector wherever I go. I can't. But yeah, and then this just like, I don't know, flower fairy girl looking thing. And then this was for, I decided to do make a character for my like Fae universe because she's a fairy, so I didn't want to put her in like my normal kind of characters. So she's in a different universe called Fantasy Forest Friends, and this is Fawn, which is actually a redesign of an old character that I have, or way old. Honestly, I wouldn't call her an OC even though I made her, but I only drew her once. But I decided to like create a character based on that, so she's kind of like a half deer girl. This is not an accurate representation of how she looks like. I drew this with color pencil, so I didn't have like the best color option. But yeah, this is her. And then this is another prompt. I think the prompt was Worm with my sisters, and I don't know why she looks so cute. Meet Cool Kids Club, absolutely. And then yeah, she just looks really silly. And then this was for another character because I wanted to have more guy characters, so I decided to create a guy. I decided to name him, Louis. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I was really undecided on his name for a long time because he's supposed to be French, but I didn't want him to be like, I still wanted him to fit with my OC because he's supposed to be Aya's boyfriend. So yeah, this is me just figuring out his design, which I really like this drawing of him. I think he looks so cute. And then him again, which I really like this drawing, and I just love how his face looks like. He just looks so cute. I mean, I know he looks worried and sad and stuff, but that's just his character. And I like made this digital as well. And then yeah, just a random page with the random sketches. And then this is actually my sketchbook, if anyone's curious. This is the sketchbook I have. I get an art creation one every single time because I really like how the paper is. And I like how it's like more cream colored. Not cream colored, but it's not like pure white. So this sketchbook I got every time. I even got my new sketchbook in the same one, just different color. So, and then this one I was at camp, so I didn't have any of my colors with me, so I just did a whole page with just pencil with my OC Yuki. And then this is someone's OC, I did an art trade with somebody, and that's what this is. Yeah, in general, I think I like this page. I really like doing a darker outline around the edges. I just think it makes it look more finished and cute. So, yeah. And then this is Fawn, the character that's friends with Faye and in the Fantasy Fairy Friends universe. I really like how her face turned out here. She looks so cute. And then this is Lewis, and then Aya, you know, he's a photographer, and then she's a model, and that's kind of how they meet. So yeah, I kind of like this page. I mean, I drew with watercolor, so it's not like that vibrant colors. And then this is just them again. Him again, I really like his face turned out here. I like how I'm drawing his eyes, and like I really like characters or people with moles, so I really wanted his character to have moles all around him. And then yeah, this is just them together, and then him again with this song that I really like by Vale. I think it's called Turn the Radio Off. I really like this song a lot, so I decided to write it down and then do a page inspired by it. And this is in August, so we are nearing the end. Are we more than? Yeah, we're more than halfway through. So yeah, this is nice. I guess it's nice. It's not like completely proportional like his body, but that's alright. And then I was really on a drawing kick with them. I just really wanted to draw them because I like kind of their colors. Like he's more green, and then she's just colorful, more pink. And I love the pink and green color schemes so much. So yeah, that's what these pages are. He's like kind of like a nervous, more shy guy, and then she's very outgoing. So I imagine that this is kind of their dynamic. I think it just looks so, I don't know. I think they're cute together. And then just more random stuff. This definitely added a lot of chunk to my sketchbook. And then this was, I got this, I think it was a blind box of, I don't even know, this series, Queen series, and there's like different characters inside. And then I got this character, which she's cute, and I drew her. I decided to name her Molly because she kind of reminded me from, of bubble guppies for some reason. And then on this page, I think it was another theme thing, and I think the theme was lamb, potentially, or sheep, or animal, or something. So I drew this little character, and she looks really cute. And then, yeah, I just drew the character again. And then these are the Fantasy Forest Friends OCs, but I decided to add another one later on. But this is Faye and Fawn. They're both fantasy characters. So she's like a water nymph, and then she's like a half deer character. So yeah, they're cute. And then this page, I went to Hawaii, so I didn't actually draw anything because this is really the only thing I drew. But I decided to like paste in things that I got. Some girl gave us this on, like we were at this place taking photos, and then she just showed up and gave us this, which is very cool. She did this herself. That's her Instagram. And then this was stuff that I bought there. So yeah, it was a very fun trip in general. And then here we have the character from my Fantasy Forest Friends. I decided to create a third character, like a trio character. And I decided to name her Felicity. And yeah, she's just very cute. Like her design is a bit different than this. I just love how the sketch turned out. She looks so cute. But yeah, she's kind of like a garden fairy, you know, she grows berries and she likes hosting tea parties, and I posted about her on my Pinterest, so yeah. And then more about them. This is like each of their individual like headshots of like kind of the personality. She's like a little bit more cheeky. She's a bit like naive and curious, and then she's kind of like the mother character of the group. She's more wise and more calm and graceful. So yeah, her face looks a little bit lopsided here, but just ignore that. And then this is them, again, kind of like in their element. She's just being talkative. She's just doing her wood making thing. And then she actually has darker skin, but at the time of drawing this, I didn't actually like have a different marker to color her in, because she's supposed to be a little bit lighter than this, but I didn't have a different marker, so I just drew her skin tone like that and called it a day. But that's not her skin tone. She's quite darker than that. This is kind of like their dynamic kind of type thing, and this was kind of rushed, so it doesn't look the best, but that's alright. And then again, just random trash stuff. Picked a color scheme, drew an outfit, and then yeah. I have a lot of trash, so I liked to use it. I like to use it in my sketchbook because I just collect a lot of things. Basically any sort of packaging. So yeah. And this is my OC Asami again, which just like some sketches. She's like a swimmer, so I decided to do like cool action poses and then her swimming. Yeah, I think this turned out cute. And then this is actually her, like the family kind of. I decided to put Yuki, and then my OC, he was named Theo before, but then I realized that Asami and Yuki both have like Japanese names, and then he's the only one with like a regular French sounding name, which they're French Japanese, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I decided to name him Toshihiro because that means like talented, excellent, fair, show. I like searching up the meanings of the names, so it kind of like correlates to how they are. And he's an ice skater, so I feel like that kind of fits. Like he's very show. And then Yuki just means gentleness, kindness, or snow, which doesn't completely match with her, but she's like a very energetic character. And then Asami means morning, dawn, or ocean. And then the last name means forest, river, or stream, which kind of goes with the frog theme. That obviously Asami is the call me of the frog. So yeah, that's the whole thing. And then this is Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries, which I don't really like how this turned out, but I really like the anime. I think it's very nice. And then this was another like gajinka that I did of her. I drew her as like a human, which I love how she turned out. Like she looks like a librarian or something, but like really colorful and cute. And yeah, just like did a whole page based on, because it comes with a lot of stuff, the packaging, and these were the options. You know, I decided to name her Violet, and yeah, I really like this page. I like how the colors turned out and how she turned out, and she just looks so cute. And I also really like this page too. Even though it wasn't like intended to be super clean, I really still like how this turned out. Like I like how his face turned out. This is Leo, and then I was following like it wasn't like a tutorial, but I was following along with somebody else that was drawing, and I was kind of doing their process, so it looks a little bit different than my style. But I still think it like turned out really cool, and like this page in general is pretty cool. I like it. And then this was Sarah or Laura, I don't know, I'll figure out her name another time. But this is Linnea's sister, and these are like her outfits, which like the kind of concept or idea is like she's a little bit more alt than Linnea is. And so like she really wants to play guitar, and then Leo's like, hey, I can actually teach you how to play guitar. And then that's how Linnea and Leo kind of get to know each other, because as he's teaching her how to play guitar, you know, they get to know each other that way. So yeah, I decided to just design her some outfits, which she's like really shy and awkward character. Yeah, I think these like turned out cute. I really like this one. In general, she's a cute character. And then I decided to create another character for the same universe. So this is Linnea's best friend, Lily, and I decided to like, this is just like a concept. She's like a pianist, she's Linnea's friend. She also works at the flower shop that Linnea's family owns. So yeah, I just decided to draw her, kind of figure out, and then I realized that I named 3 characters, Leo, Linnea, and then Lily, and that's when I decided to change Laura's name, because I was like, there's too many else going on here. So yeah, she's like Swedish, she's a girl, yeah, and she has a lazy eye, which is why her eye's a little bit like that. But I really wanted to like have her hair like cover one side of her face, and I was like, okay, but why does she do that? And so I was kind of trying to figure out like what about her, how her character is, why she does the things she does. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how her character is, but this is her, like kind of their dynamic. Her again. She also does ballet, which I didn't draw here, but you'll see in the later pages. And then Astrid, her pet budgie. So yeah, that's her. I think she's really cute, and I like drawing her like kind of like layered outfits, very cozy. And then more characters to the universe. I decided to add Ricky to the universe, but I changed her up a bit. This is her normal outfit, and then her church outfit, because this universe is more faith-based, so like all my characters are Christian, and that they're kind of like dealing with that, all different walks with Jesus and all. I decided to create a character based on that, to kind of not project a little bit, but to kind of make characters that I could relate to in a way. So yeah, and then this is another character. His name is Ezra, and he's dating Lily, well, gonna date they're gonna be dating, but they like each other. But yeah, he's another character. Smart, but he's kind of extrovert, so he's like completely different than her. And so that's how it's kind of interesting. So yeah, anyways. And then just more outfits for him, which all my guy characters kind of have similar fashion because I'm very specific on the guy fashion that I like. So I want to be able to draw them and like what they're wearing. So they all kind of have similar but a bit different variation. But yeah, this is him again. I'm debating whether he should have glasses or not, which I like the glasses, but I also always forget to draw them. And then this is Lily again. This verse, Isaiah 48, is, I think it's, the flowers and grass may die, but your word will never pass away. I think that's the verse. I'm not exactly sure. I probably got the wording wrong, but yeah, this is Lily. It ties into her character, which I'm still like working out each of their like how they came to Christ or what walk they're in with Jesus. So it's all different for each and every one of them, and I kind of want to deal with that and like figure out how it is, because not every Christian, not every walk is the same, and not every experience is the same. So I kind of want to figure out the different walks that each of them have, basically. And then yeah, this was in September, which we're getting to the end. And then this is just them all the same universe. Leah, Linnea, Ezra, Lily, and Ricky. They're all in the same universe. They're cousins. They're dating. They like each other. That's the dynamic, kind of. I like how it's turned out. I mean, like, I didn't put in a lot of effort in the coloring, but I usually color the skin and like render it out, and then the clothes I leave. But in general, this page is very colorful, and I really like that. And then here's the Cute Girl Tober, which I actually didn't get to do this year because I was busy with college. Unfortunately, that takes a lot of like my time up, so I just didn't have the time to complete it. But I didn't even complete it last year, and I had the time, so I didn't even want to try this time. But yeah. And then this is Lily again. I decided to kind of figure out her color scheme and her outfit. So this is more in her what's it called? In her ballet attire. So that's kind of how she is. And then this kind of shows a little bit more of her lazy eye when it's covered, and then obviously she has to put it back when she's doing ballet and stuff. I didn't know this, but it's called amblyopia, like when it has a lazy eye specifically, like this going inwards. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, it's just her. I think it like turned out really cute. I really like, again, the green and pink color scheme. So I kind of put that onto her, but included brown in it as well. And then I really like how this turned out. I mean, his face is lopsided, but I like the concept of it, of like them now and then them when they were kids at their respective ages. So he's 22 and then she's 21 at the age of 8 and then at the age of 9. I think her face turned out so cute. Like, I'm not so experienced in drawing kids, but I think she just turned out so adorable. And then this is Linnea again, just in her bed, talking with Leo, probably. Yeah, I guess this is a bit more experimental with the background. And it's like the perspective isn't the greatest. And the coloring is really streaky because the marker was dying. So I'm not like in love with this page, but I like the concept of it, so maybe I'll make a digital version at some point. And then here I was actually on a trip out of state with my sister, or to visit my sister, and so I didn't have like any of my things with me, but I had a pen that had different colors in it. So yeah, I just did my Sona in different outfits, which I actually really like how this page turned out. I think I just like pink, so I like this page because it's pink. But because I did it in pen, it has a lot of mistakes in it, but I don't mind. I like drawing in pen a lot. I think it's very fun. And I literally did this at 4 o'clock in the morning because I could not sleep for the life of me, so that's what that is. And then Proverbs 3:24-26, which your sleep will be sweet, is the general concept of it, but it's a much longer verse and I don't have it memorized, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm trying to like get the concept of how she looks like, which I really want her to have this heart thing like Linnea does, and then I really want her to have really long hair, which is basically me, but I don't have this long of hair, but I want to. I'm growing it out, so It's getting there. So my Sona is a little bit more like me, but a more fashionable and cuter version of me, I would say. So yeah, this page is really nice. I think it's just because it's pink and black, and I really like the color combo of pink and black. And then more sketches of Linnea, which she looks a little bit different here. Some outfit, like, what's it called? Outfit exploration for her. And then more of my Sona, which I really like these. Like, I would turn these into stickers if I could. I think they're just so cute. So I just never ended up coloring it, but I also did this on the trip. And yeah. And then this is more of Lily, you know, just doing ballet stuff, because I really like ballet. I know how much work and like time is put into it, and how much effort needs to be put into it. But when I watch like a ballet recital or something of that sort, I just I don't know, I feel like it's so satisfying to watch and so beautiful to watch. So I don't know, I needed to draw some sort of poses, which this is how I practice my anatomy. This one looks a little bit janky. The others are kind of nice, and yeah. And then here, my brother bought me a blind box, so I just pasted in. That's what these are from as well. And I got this one, this chromie here. My sister and I were drawing ponies, and we were trying to figure out pony OCs. So this is kind of my Sona in pony form, but then I decided to create an actual OC. So she's like a strawberry farmer. I decided her name is gonna be Sweet Petal, and then she has a husband named William Hardwood, which he's kind of like a carpenter character. So yeah, I think I'm not experienced in drawing ponies by no means. Like, this was my first time actually trying to draw a pony. Okay, not the first time ever, but first time actually trying to draw a pony, so I think it turned out kind of nice. I'm sure there's issues with it, and I can't draw it consistently, but I think in general it turned out pretty nice. And then this, I really like, not necessarily contortionist, but I really like flexible. I really want to be flexible, because I'm really stiff, because I am an artist, so I have a shrimp back a lot of the time. So I really am practicing and stretching to be more flexible. And so this was kind of a concept of that. It kind of gives me an excuse to kind of draw fun poses. That's what that is. So it's just my Sona stretching, drawing poses. I really like how this turned out. I'm kind of bummed out that it got covered by the last page, but I like how this one turned out, and this one. And this one too is kind of cute, I guess. But yeah, it's just really fun. And then finally the last page, which I drew last night, and yep, just my Sona again. And then I ended it yesterday, finally. And then this was a drawing that I drew a while ago, but I pasted it in here because I had to take out the pages from that sketchbook. So I just decided to paste this one because I still like how it turned out. I mean, it's very light colored because it was colored with colored pencils. But yeah, that's the end of my sketchbook, which took me almost a year to complete. Oh wait, now we can actually see if I fulfilled any of these. Okay, let's see. I think, did I do any backgrounds? I mean, I did some. I did the one with the, okay, I don't know if I completed backgrounds completely, but I at least did one. So I'll check that off. Which, that's a goal in every single one of my sketchbooks, so that's something I struggle with. Cooler poses. I feel like I did a lot of standing poses, but I also practice anatomy more. So I would say I accomplished this. Perspective. Okay, I did not do that at all. And then fill up most, if not all, pages. I absolutely did. And then have fun, which I did. So I completed most of my goals, which I'm curious to see my next sketchbook, how it's gonna turn out. But I actually have it here. Okay, this is gonna be sketchbook number 7. Yeah, number 7, which looks wildly different from this sketchbook, and you can see how thick it actually is. But anyways, it looks wildly different than the sketchbook, but I kind of wanted to do that. I didn't want to look exactly like this one, so I used my more I don't know why this reminds me of pizza, and then this reminds me of a sweet of some sort. This is my sweet sketchbook, and then my savory sketchbook. That's what it's kind of giving. But yeah, I guess we'll see what I accomplish in this one, and maybe I'll doing a first page with me. I don't know if I'll do that, if I'll get around to filming that, because filming and drawing at the same time is a little bit hard for me to do, so that's why I mostly do like digital art videos. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time, whenever that is. Bye!